Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
What's up, you guys? This is today's best music for Magic 89.9. My name is Ashley. I'm from Afternoon Tea from A to Z. Still stuck at home, as you guys can see, and I know many of you are as well. But no worries, because we are bringing all of the music and all of the fun straight to you guys. So for everybody who's tuned in on Facebook Live today, welcome. Thank you for being here. And of course, you're in great luck because we have a very special guest today, sitting down today with the members of Australian indie pop band Sheppard. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
What's happening?
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, of course. I mean, but we're so excited to talk to you guys about all of the music and everything that's coming up. But first, let's catch up a little, get to know you guys a little bit better. I'm interested to know how you guys have been dealing with things. I know everyone all over the world is kind of dealing with stuff that's happening in these extraordinary times quite differently. So how has it been for you guys, whether musically, professionally, personally, whether as individuals or as a band?
I think for us, we're just really starting to see the effects. What's the word?
Long-term effects.
Yeah, the long-term effects starting to kick in now because we're not able to perform still. Whereas at the start, we're still creating music, and we're just lucky that we live together. Well, we're siblings, so we get to hang out together and work together still. And like for us, isolation was pretty good because we could still, come online and do lives for our fans and still make music. So I think in that sense, isolation has been pretty good for us.
Yeah, we've been missing the live shows, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not the same when you can't feel the audience there. You've got the lives and you have the comments coming in, and you're trying to read them as you're performing, which is it's just a little weird for an artist.
Right.
Because the one time that you actually do get to see firsthand the effect that your music's having on people is at these shows, these live shows, and the whole industry is just kind of fallen off a cliff at the moment, which is really sad.
I think it was good to have a bit of a break, but now it's let's get back into it, but we can't.
Yeah.
I know you guys must be really itching to really see a crowd again, hear the live singing and all that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's as a band, it's like your lifeblood. It's where you get inspiration from, and feeling that energy from the crowd. It really does. It inspires you to keep making music for them. And it's not quite the same, even though we are doing these lives and we are getting to perform to an audience. I'm really excited to get back on stage.
I mean, we're of course excited for you guys too. The last time you guys were in Manila, I believe, was in 2015. That's 5 years ago. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience, 5 years ago, and maybe how your band has changed in the last 5 years?
God, we'll never forget that show.
Yeah.
And Manila, it's such an amazing place, and you guys are so passionate.
We have some wild fans in the Philippines, and we love coming to the Philippines. We've been twice. And
that's the only place that we've ever landed and had a crowd waiting for us.
Fan mob.
Wow.
At the airport.
At the airport?
You felt like the Beatles. It was insane. You guys really, how to treat, artists like they
are rock stars.
Yeah. It's the first time we've ever actually felt like rock stars.
Yeah.
Right, I think Filipinos, they really, really love singing along. They love music so much, and I'm sure a lot of people feel that way about your songs. I'm sure a lot of people at your show had really been singing along with your words too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of the time you'll only see the crowd really singing along to every word if it's a single, or like Geronimo, or Let Me Down Easy, or Keep Me Crazy. But in the Philippines, they knew every album track, and that was really great to see. Because we were on a world tour, and in some countries you wouldn't expect them to start clapping and singing in the middle of one of the album tracks, but in the Philippines that was the case, and it kind of took us by surprise. And I just remember getting off that stage feeling so awesome.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm sure the fans will be very happy to hear. So speaking of singles, you guys do have a new single. It is actually making some waves on our radio station. We're playing it every day now. The song is called Symphony. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Symphony, it's a song that Amy and I wrote in Los Angeles, December last year. I guess it's an important one for us because it's the first time that we've actually been able to just make a song unashamedly happy. We've always felt a little uncool, or too much color, too much happiness. People, we tended to shy away from that a little bit, but this is the first time that we've actually realized that's who we are as a band. and we're just going to put the pedal to the metal, put the throttle at full blast, and just kind of make the most uplifting, positive, happy love song that we could. And yeah, it was just, I mean, the story of the song itself is about a guy who he can't find any inspiration. All of his creativity's dried up. He's got no muse, so to speak. But then he finds his one true love, and all of a sudden he's seeing color and hearing music. It's like he can build the symphony. He can write the symphony. And yeah, it's just a really uplifting, positive declaration of love.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that's great to hear. And you know, Filipinos especially, we love, first of all, happy music. I think that's everybody. But we especially love love songs here. So to put those two together, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be singing along to.
It's a winning combo.
Absolutely. What I did hear about you guys, though, is because this is your latest single, of course. But I did hear that what you're doing this year is you're putting out a brand new single every month for the year of 2020, leading up to your upcoming album.
That's correct. Yeah, we decided at the beginning of the year that this is even before all the lockdown stuff happened. We decided that we were sick of waiting so long to release music, and we were like, you know what? We've got all of these songs. The you know, the album was essentially almost ready to go, and then we were like, you know what? Let's just kind of release them one a month and just see what happens, because we can tell through like Spotify data and Apple Music data that people only really, the majority of listeners will cherry pick the singles off an album, which is kind of sad in the sense that, you know, as an artist, you create this whole like body of work, this listening experience, but then you see the spikes where the singles sit on the album, and you thought, well, what if we just make every song on the album a single? So it's a bit of an experiment for us, and it's definitely an unorthodox way to do it, because, you know, the traditional method is to pick 2 or 3 big singles off the album, and you know, once the third one's released, you release the album with it, and then people can go and listen to the album as they feel. But this way, we wanted to make sure every song gets its moment in the sunshine.
Okay, well, that's really nice. How has the experience, though, been different from the traditional, you know, dropping a whole album? How have your fans been reacting to it? And how's it been for you guys, too, musically, feeling, you know, that excitement, I guess, of getting to release a new song every single month?
I think the fans are really excited as well. You know, people consume music so rapidly these days, and I think the fans are really happy because they're getting, you know, something fresh every month, and we're gaining new fans as well, because I guess the content's there, and it's been a really interesting experience for us.
Yeah, it's been really fulfilling, and yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but
it's been all positive. It's been really positive.
Yeah, I think the main thing is that it's been both fulfilling for us as artists and for the fans, because, you know, it's not like just giving it to them all at once. It's kind of like, you know, over the course of however long, it's like a consistent drip of music, which is really nice. As like a
sorry to cut you off.
Sorry.
It's kept us really busy over isolation as well, which I think Emma was going to say, because you know, we've had something to do. We've got to do like artwork and a lyric video, and every song has, you know, its own identity. So we've had to create that in the month leading up to the release. So that's been actually keeping us really, really busy.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. I mean, it's almost like really perfect for the timing, you know, now that you got something for sure, at least until the end of the year, to keep you guys really, really busy. So we're excited for all of your upcoming singles, of course. Let's backtrack a little bit here. So you've mentioned, and I'm sure many of your biggest fans know, that you guys are siblings. And I'm so curious, what is it like really working so closely with your siblings?
So I guess the honest answer is like, it depends on the day, but like we do like trust each other, and we work really well together. Like we are good siblings, I guess, you know, like we hear each other out, and if Amy's got an idea, like I'm always going to listen to it. If Emma's got an idea, you know, we'll tell her how bad it is, and then we'll do our own thing. And then but yeah, yeah, I mean, it's good because you can trust each other. And I think in a creative relationship in particular, that's really important.
I think we're friends as well.
Oh.
Yes, we are friends.
We hang out.
We have mutual other friends that we all, you know, invite to dinner, and like, yeah, it's fine.
It works.
Right. I mean, that's very fortunate for you guys. Not everybody is friends with their siblings, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we do still have our days.
I'm sure. I actually read online that one of the ways that you guys really started making music together, I believe, was when somebody needed help with a musical assignment. Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I after school I went and did a music course, and one of the assignments was to write and release an album, and I had to, mock up all the artwork and everything. So it was a good practice. But of course I left just at the last minute, as a lot of people do with assignments. And George was actually in town. He was living in Sydney at the time. And I grabbed him because I knew that he could sing. And I was like, I just need some harmonies, like help me, stressed out of my mind. And he had all of these ideas. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then
It's like, finally, someone's asked me for some musical help.
Yeah, and then we just realized that we worked really well together from that moment. And once that assignment was done, we just kind of kept writing music.
And then went over to Manila.
And we went to Manila and did a show and recorded an album, like a mock album that will never be released. And
we didn't think it was a mock album at the time. But we chalked it down to practice,
Yeah.
But we did a show at Ocean Park, and it was like the first time that we'd ever really sort of like played together on stage, and it was in Manila.
Oh my God, that's amazing! I had no idea that one of your first shows was here. That's so amazing.
Our very first show.
Wow, I mean, that's amazing. How does that feel, though? I mean, the fact that you guys had started out, I mean, almost on accident, with this whole assignment thing kind of bringing you guys together, and now you get to travel the world together, release albums, perform music everywhere. How does that feel for you guys?
It's a dream come true. What can we say? We're just so fortunate to be able to do this for a living, and we have fans all across the world. So we hope that we get to visit the Philippines soon, because, as we said earlier, we're missing you guys.
I'm missing travel. I do miss
Absolutely.
getting to go on an adventure and walk around a city that you've never seen before. I miss all of that.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Excited. Your Filipino fans miss you too. And I think just because it's been so long since anybody's seen a live show, the moment you guys are going to step foot on Philippine soil, whenever that may be, it's going to be insane. Everyone's just going to be so excited to see live music.
Yeah.
Well, you've convinced us. We're going back to the Philippines.
Okay, someday soon. We're really, really hoping for it. So let's keep on talking, though, about the music. You guys, again, so not to keep on going back to the siblings thing, but I think a lot of people probably are very curious about your whole process working together. First of all, did you guys, even when you were really young growing up, did you see yourselves becoming big musicians? Did you have a very musical household, put on little shows together? Anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say we put on little shows. Like Amy definitely had the music bug. She always wanted to be a singer. Do you want to talk a bit about that, Amy?
Oh, yeah.
I just realized I was about to tell Amy's story. So
that is my story. From a young age, I was always going to do this. I was, paving the way from a young age, but I'd never in my wildest dreams imagined it would be with my siblings.
Well, Dad used to play us like a lot of songs, and we'd always have music playing, and we'd always do piano lessons or a musical instrument. But it wasn't until the later years that we all came together.
Yeah, like we were a musical household, but it wasn't like a serious prospect that we were going to join a band and make music together. I mean, I went off and studied acting in Sydney for 5 or 6 years, and when I came back to do this, to help Amy with the assignment, I was living in Sydney doing that at the time. And when we did that and figured out our voices really worked together, that was the catalyst moment, I think, that we were like, oh, we could actually do this.
Okay.
But I was like 24 and you were, 21 or something like that? Yeah. It was a lot, we were a lot older than you think we would have been when we started playing together.
You look very young today, so I could not guess that. In my imagine you were married when you got it all together. You did mention though that you had a musical household. Your parents would play some songs for you guys. Who would you say are your biggest musical inspirations, whether as a group or as individuals?
I'd say as a group, and George's individual is Coldplay. That was like our if we could choose to support somebody, it would definitely be Coldplay. We just love obviously the colors, and I don't know, they just have such a unique sound that's just so iconic.
And the message of positivity as well, and like, you know, that whole everyone that comes to the show, we're a family. It's just that they bring together 80,000 people in a stadium better than I've ever seen a band do before. And I really respect what they can do on stage, and their musicianship and their songwriting and just the production. And yeah, that's definitely one of the big inspirations. But, you know, Amy's a big fan of Fleetwood Mac as well. And we like a lot of that old time, like classic pop music, you know, Cat Stevens and Elton John and
Bee Gees, America.
Yeah, we actually grew up in Papua New Guinea, and during our childhood, there wasn't a whole lot of music stores to go around and browse, so we had to kind of rely on our parents' music collection, whatever vinyl golden oldies they had around. You know, and Dad would wake us up for school instead of an alarm clock or coming in to wake us up. He'd just blast that music through the house, and that would just wake us up every day.
Amazing. It's almost like he was like, you know, setting you guys up for this, you know, giving you all that inspiration and all of this to prepare you
Inception.
for this. All right, well, that's so cool. So that being said, you know, let your fans know what is it exactly that they have to look forward to now, whether in this coming year or the years to follow. How do you see your music developing and the way you guys perform? What is it that fans can look forward to?
I think we're just getting better and better about knowing who we are as a band. You know, we're not sort of like reinventing ourselves constantly. We're just sort of like, because we started the way we did, we've slowly kind of been uncovering and undusting what Sheppard actually is. And I think now more than ever, we're very confident with that. And we know what we're about. We know the kind of music that we're good at making. We know what our fans love, and we're just going to try and do it as best as we can and continue to kind of improve on what Sheppard is. So the fact that this album is kind of coming out the way it is has been great as well, because we've been able to build it as we go, and the whole style has like just really blossomed throughout the releases. And you can see from all of the artworks just how we're kind of shaping and growing as a band during an album release, which is really kind of, that's really interested me.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Before we head on out of here, can we get a really quick message, you know, from each of you, just for all of the Pinoy fans out there who I'm sure miss you and I'm sure are consuming like crazy every single new song you put out each month. Just a quick message from each of you.
Actually, I used to be able to say this in Tagalog.
Salamat.
Salamat sa pakikinig mga musika. Is that right?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, let me say it with confidence. Salamat sa pakikinig mga musika.
Thank you. Oh my God, that was amazing.
I can't do that. I can't do that. But please listen to our music so we can come back and perform for you guys. We can't wait to visit again.
Yeah, we love the Philippines.
Yeah. You guys are some of the best fans we have around the world. Thank you for the support. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned with all our tracks to come.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you to the band Sheppard for joining us today, for sitting with us and talking to us. We enjoyed having you here guys so much. Their new single, Symphony, is playing on Magic 89.9 every day, so make sure you guys catch that. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Ashley from Afternoon Tea from A to Z, and this is once again today's best music, Magic 89.9. Bye, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.